Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay,
Hold on
so
just 1 second.
yeah,
Yeah,
on
what do
your
I do?
screen, there should be a little microphone
Well, let's
probably
see.
at the
Yeah.
top or a
Listen, I
camera.
look like hell. I didn't know this was gonna be other people were gonna be here.
Well, I mean, it's only a few people.
Yeah,
Nobody knows we're doing this. I didn't advertise this or anything.
whatever.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Sorry about I was a little off on my time
Time zone?
yeah, time zones. For some reason I know it's 3 hours. I'm West Coast.
Right.
I know it's 3 hours. I just did math bad in my head.
Well, there's 4 time zones, so I always have to think through it as well because I think it's 4 hours and it's not.
No. New York. What are you?
I'm in Tennessee, so I'm Eastern.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My aunt and
I always
uncle
have to
live in.
count like 5, 6, 7, 8. But 5 to 8 is 3. So,
Yeah. But 8 is good for me. I'm good for 8. I just need to do it right. I just need to actually show up at 5, not 6, my time. Tedward, Kim Lorraine's here. Hey, Kim Lorraine, how you doing?
So this is what it looks like. I know you've
Yeah.
done an Instagram one before. This is
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
different. I think it's a little easier to read comments.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot of
fun. Yeah, there's a
space
big
at the bottom.
yeah. I
But
I get very distracted by comments, just to warn you.
okay, that's fine.
I'll be like having a conversation and I'll be like, "Oh, look. Oh, hey Jesse Nassy." Um,
That's completely fine if you do. But I mean, there's only 9 people in here right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Thursday, I think there's going to be a few more.
You think
So,
so? Interesting.
mhm.
Well, you got a whole thing going on.
Well, I mean, you kind of have a whole thing going on too. You
Well, I
have
have a yeah,
you
I'm
have
sure.
a lot of fans on TikTok. And I know you don't get on here a whole lot, but it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
You've got a whole vibe over here.
That's fun. That's good.
So,
Yeah, this is
my
my
friend
first book
Rachel,
talk.
what?
This is my first book talk
That's right.
introduction here.
Yeah, just a few hundred. Yeah.
Mhm.
So my friend Rachel is going to be on with us on Thursday, and she's just
Okay,
going to kind of act as a moderator. So she's
great.
just going to keep an eye on the comments because this will probably be scrolling very fast.
Okay.
So she will filter out anything that is not appropriate because that
I
happens.
want to read it. I want to see them.
Well, TikTok filters a lot of things too. So sometimes
Okay.
it'll just say
Is
that
it
at the
that kind
bottom.
of filtering that has to happen?
Yes, apparently so.
So funny.
So this app
It's
is
mystery fireworks.
very
Hold
tight.
on. It's throwing a lot of things at me.
Oh, yeah, this stuff at the top, honestly, I have no idea what this stuff is. I just ignore all of these little things
Yeah.
that fly across the screen.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't play these games. I don't know what that is.
Enhance. What does enhance mean?
Oh, okay. So the enhance button makes you look pretty.
I'm going to 5. Hi. How's it going? I still look like shit.
No, you don't. No, the enhance button just, I guess it smooths your skin out, makes it look like you have makeup on.
Hey,
You can
Eric.
play with it though.
Sorry.
You can change your jawline.
Oh, really? Oh,
You
interesting.
can change your
Yeah, I
eye
should
shape.
shave. I'm gonna shave also.
Okay. You do
Okay, we'll do
you.
that.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Hey, so Eric right here, Eric Sinesfed. I forget how to say your last name, Eric. I've had to say it a bunch of times. He edits a lot.
Cool.
He's commenting here. He edits a million of these books. I've worked with him a million times.
That is awesome.
Mm.
I'm about to try my hand at it a little bit.
Are you?
I
Oh, interesting.
am. I
Talk to
am.
Eric. He can help you out.
Yeah, Jessica too. We're going to be listening to some of Dark Star Romance's books that are coming out
That's fun.
and taking a couple chapters, listening to them, finding mistakes,
Uh-huh.
making notes. So that should be fun.
Putting together pickup packets.
That's right.
Okay, great. Hey Teddy, Nicola Bailey. Nicola Bailey. Hey Nicola. Um, this is
So
so
how
funny.
many?
Sorry.
How
I'm
many?
just. This is what's gonna happen to me. I promise you.
It's completely fine. How many of these have you done over on Facebook or Instagram?
Hold on. I'm trying to take my enhance down. Um, I have done a bunch with Erin Mallon. Erin, because I've done
I've
a lot
seen
of her
one of
books.
those.
Yeah, and she likes to do some lives when she's about to go live. When she's about to release a book.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and anytime she ever says, "Hey, let's do something," I'll say yes because Erin Mallon's awesome.
Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it. Other than that, it's like more Facebook, and then like Kim does dis distro. No, what's it called?
Discord?
What is it?
Discord?
Discord. Discord. Yeah, she does Discord a lot, and so I've done those, and I used to do I used to do oral fixation lives on Facebook, so I did a lot of Facebook things, and I do it every once in a while for my fan group on Facebook also.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this feels more similar to Instagram. Yeah,
It does. It's very similar.
yeah.
Very relaxed. How many books have you narrated total?
That's a hard question because you have to like.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Teddy is up to like maybe 700 something,
Wow.
I think. And then, but then under my name, I've done like 300 or something. I don't think I've pushed over 1,000 yet total, but I am close.
Getting
I'm close to
close.
1,000. Yeah.
That'll be a big milestone to celebrate.
Yeah. I mean,
What?
here's what I always think is that because I do a lot of dual narration, really I'm only doing half a book. Like other people, like if you were to count up what the hours of a book, let's say
Mhm.
it's a 6 hour book, I have maybe 3 hours of that book.
Right.
Whereas if I was doing the book on my own, that would be 6 hours, and that's more days of work than 3 hours would be. So it's easier for me to rack up book numbers on my Audible page when I'm only doing half a book. Sometimes I'm only doing some like chapter for a future book that's a preview of the next hero or whatever.
It still counts.
Um,
You still get to count it.
Still counts. I still get to count. Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely go. Oh, I got almost 1,000 books on Audible. Check it out. Um, and there's definitely a part of me that also wants to like I want to have the most books out of everybody in the history of audiobooks, but I don't know that I can keep it up. It's
Do
too
you know
much.
who has the most?
No, but there are people like I started doing books maybe in 2012, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about because I just had like 10 years. That's what I just did. I did my first book I think in 2012. And when I started, there were people who'd been doing it since the 90s, so there's definitely people who have a big lead on who are still working today. So, um, you look at Sebastian York. Sebastian York was working for a couple years before I started. So, like, I think there's definitely people who have more books and are continuing to create, books. So I got my work cut out for me for setting
Mm-hmm.
the world record of most audiobooks. No, I'm just
That's right. Then in the next
kidding.
decade,
Yeah, exactly.
you could do a book a day, pretty much. It's
Uh,
possible,
it,
right?
Sometimes, certainly when I'm only half a book, I can do that because there's a lot of times when, like this week alone, I'm doing 3 books, but like I have sometimes more than that per week that I pound out because
Wow.
Well, because it's also like, I mean, some of them are, especially being the male narrator in the romance world. A lot of times you get that book and it's like 85% the female, and the last pit's just the males. So like that only means I only worked for like an hour and a half on that book or something. Um, but I also have a pretty good, uh, they call it the ratio,
Mm-hmm.
which is you want to have a 2 to 1. Every 2 hours you spend inside a
Mm-hmm.
studio, you want to create 1 hour of audio.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually pretty good at that. It depends on the book. Sometimes they're really hard to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And so then you end up constantly going back or questioning yourself, am I doing this right? And they're hard to get through for multiple reasons. Sometimes the book's so good that you're like, nah, I want to do it right. But other times you're just kind of like, I don't understand exactly what I'm supposed to be saying right now. I'm not sure that I follow what's happening. So then but that's my job, is to make sure that I'm making what is being presented clear, for the
Right.
author. And sometimes that's hard. Um, there's some kind of poetic justices that the author takes with language, or or it's just hard. It's hard to understand. I just don't understand what's being said.
Right.
Uh, so it can take a little bit longer. But most of the time, I'm 2 to 1. Sometimes I'm a little bit more. Sometimes in 2 hours, I'll create an hour and a half. So
That's really good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, after 10 years, you probably don't make as many mistakes as you did
Talk to
a
Eric
couple of
about
years.
that. I get plenty of pickups. I've had pickups before where I've finished a book and then had like, I had one where they sent me back because I read a non-recordable. So they sent me like an early draft,
Oh, okay.
and I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to record that draft. I was supposed to record. They were supposed to send me a recordable,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
then so then
Oh, that sucks.
so then I record that and I turn it in, and then I realized that, like, because also sometimes I'll get hired in January for a book in June,
Sure.
and that's just the soonest that I could, and the author was willing to wait, or whoever's in charge was willing to wait for it, and for me, and so then, but then all the information went in an email in January. So by the time June comes around, I'm like, oh yeah, what's this book? Okay, and then I find it, and or I'll go on and I'll grab the wrong script off of it. I only
Oh,
did this once, but still, it was a big deal because then I had to just re-record the entire book,
oh,
uh,
oh.
because it was every page had like 3 or 4 changes in it, and so the editor would go insane,
Uh,
and the sound would be all off because every time you have to do a correction, the
mhm.
sound gets off. I'm sure if you listen to enough audiobooks, you probably know that moment where, like, all of a sudden that one sentence sounded like it was in a completely different world from everything that's been happening. I don't like to talk about it too much though, because I don't want, if you don't hear it, I don't want you to hear it. It would
Ignore
be
it.
better for you
Ignore it.
not to hear it.
Yeah, I've noticed it sometimes, but I don't really find it that distracting. I can look
Yeah.
past it, especially on a duet style narration. Sometimes you can hear like, someone's voice sounds a little louder.
Oh yeah, it's like two
One
different
narrator sounds slightly louder, or
Yeah, yeah.
something like that. But you know, that kind of thing
Yeah,
just.
you have to change. You have to turn every single time it's on chapter 2. You got to turn the volume down a little bit
Yeah,
because, yeah, I understand.
it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But I have so many questions, but I have to save them for Thursday. But this is
I
fun.
know. Yeah, we'll just have a conversation right now. We should just here's
I know.
here's
Oh, it
here's
would
live
make a
number
lot of
one.
people very sad.
Well, we'll do it on Thursday also.
Okay. Well, where are you from originally?
Southern California.
Oh, okay.
So this is
I was
something.
wondering about your normal speaking voice. Your
Yeah,
accent kind of hard to
what
place.
it is me and Sarah Mala Christensen. Do you know Sarah Mala?
Mm-mm.
Um, she's another narrator, but she said that I have a, shit, I can't remember the name. It's some term for a dialect, where my
Oh.
dialect is unique to me. Like I speak in a way that is not common to my regional whatever location. It's common to like me, whatever I've pieced together in my brain of how to say words. That makes that's what I have. When I used to, I got an agent when I was 11 years old, and every single time for like the whole, I had an agent since I was till I was like 21 or so, and every time I went into for an audition, they go, "Where are you from?" And I go, "Here, California, LA." And everybody would have a
Funny.
different thing that they thought that they heard in my voice, where they would say,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, I thought you were from Chicago. You sounded like you're from Chicago. Oh, you sound kind of
Mm-hmm.
Midwest, like you're like Nebraska or something." And like, "Oh, you're like Northeastern. I thought that you were Northeastern."
Yeah.
All these different things,
That is so
and like,
interesting.
yeah, but I, as an actor and clearly as an audiobook narrator, have benefited greatly from that because you can kind of place me anywhere
Mm-hmm.
and it sort of works. And I will also take on, like, I was just telling my a narrative for a book that I'm co-working on. I said just to let you know, I kind of leaned into the drawl on this one because it was like the way that the person spoke just kind of had a certain vibe to it, so I had to kind of go with it. And like, I'll do that too. So if the person is a Boston guy and they wrote them the way that Boston people talk, then it'll kind of work because I'll also lean into it
Mm-hmm.
with however the author writes it. Um, so, but yeah,
Did you
no, I'm
do
just,
did you do any accent coaching or dialect coaching
you know what I
previously
got? I had
early in your career?
two. No, I didn't. I in college, I took theater in college, and uh, I had to do one part where they needed him to be Texan specific, and they assigned a dialect coach to me and were like, get him to know Texan. And so then I like trained with them doing that. But otherwise, I just turned down a book because one of the main characters was Australian, and I was like, I'm terrible at that. Don't
Mm-hmm.
hire me. I'm not the person. I'm not. I'll ruin your book. I promise you. Um, and like, it's fine if it's a side character, and it's okay if it's a little bit more cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the thing I try the hardest in any of my acting or any of my narration is to be like as natural as possible so that you really think that I'm actually saying these things.
Right.
and 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 once I have to start putting on this mask of an accent, then that's only gonna now I'm gonna be like thinking about that while I'm narrating.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not in the character's head. Instead, I'm like looking at the character and then hearing myself and thinking, am I doing this right? Does
Right.
that sound right in any way? Whereas if it's a just a a dude in America, it's closest to me, then I can jump into their skin and be what they are. But once you start getting like crazy accents or something so far away from me, like a British accent or an Australian accent, then that only just makes me not even do a good job of narrating the book either,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm
You're in
so
your
worried
head
about.
too much.
Yeah, I'm in my head too much. Yeah.
What do you think about the this whole AI coming for audiobooks? I've seen so
Um.
much about it recently.
Yeah.
Does it make you nervous for the industry or
I think whatever, like it either is or it isn't.
mm,
There's not really much I can do about it. I don't think that us being able to say like you're not allowed to make audiobooks using AI is like Why not? Why couldn't they? Like, I don't
Mhm.
know that that's whatever. If they want to do it, then do it. And then if it's good, then sorry guys, but it's good, and that sucks because then that undervalues me as a person. But also, if you as a listener or anybody else as a listener doesn't see any difference there, then we're not doing our job anyway. So, like, I think there's sort of a. I just don't spend too much energy thinking about it because I think it's either going to work or it's not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's either going to do something. Like, my wife does pottery. Like, you can put clay through a machine and uh, it'll create a perfect glass, a perfect bowl, a perfect vase that you can buy at Target for $1.99. But it doesn't change the fact that when you buy something from her, you're getting something that she made with her hands, and it's unique to something that only she could make.
Hmm.
And that when you're holding it, this was something that was handcrafted for you. Um, like, I see audiobooks kind of like that, but also I don't see, especially in romance, I don't really see uh, it being very fun to listen and like fall in love. Like, you want to fall in love with a character read by a robot. Like, I
No.
don't know. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know it was a thing because I'm actually pretty new to audiobooks. I just started listening to
Yeah,
them
I've been looking at you.
last
Yeah.
May, and listening to These Walls Can Talk was
Huh?
my first introduction to
Oh,
AI
right into the behind the
possibility.
scenes.
Do
Yeah.
I?
It's right into the behind the scenes.
It
She
is.
she gives you the full, this is what life is like on the other side of the mic.
Exactly. Oh, I love those boys. They are my
Yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
You guys did a good job in Vegas with that too.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, I
Were
wasn't
you
in Vegas.
there?
I'm going
Oh,
this
oh,
year, but I
oh.
wasn't there last year. I was watching from home,
Uh, uh,
but it was awesome. But yeah, that was the first time I heard anything about people using AI for audiobooks, and I just
yeah.
fell in love with them so much. And I hear some people, not a lot on here, will talk about they use Siri or Alexa, like, oh yeah, it's free, just let them read it to you. And I think,
You
oh,
know what?
this is not
Here's what I'll tell you from this is as objective as I can be. It has nothing to do with what I want to have happen, but you know, as a narrator, when I'm narrating, my my first the first thing that I have to think about is the listener, and whether or not they are being brought along on this story, and whether or not they're there. The second thing I need to pay attention to is the author. Am I being true to what the
Mm,
author's intentions here are? Like, and then third, am I doing a good job, type of thing. But
right.
really, it's actually then, is my engineer gonna is my editor gonna hate me because I'm making all sorts of noises or whatever. Anyway, the point is that, like, when you have Siri read you a book, you are eliminating the influence of a third party between you and the author.
Hmm.
It's like, because when you're just reading the book, it's only the words on a page, and you in your mind, seeing and hearing and reading it. When you have Siri read you the book, there's just a robot. She's not putting any kind of emotional inflection. She's not
Right.
bringing it to life. She's literally just reading the words to you in a way that is as close to you reading the book as you can.
Hmm.
Once you have me read the book to you, then now I'm going to put emotions that I think are there. I'm going to put characterizations that I think are there. I'm going to put, you know, all sorts of things that I think bring this book to life. And if I'm good at what I do, then I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about what does the author want in this moment? What is the author? What did they create in this moment? But you're still getting this filter of me there.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that's gonna, if you want that, if you like me, great. Now you enjoy, but maybe you hate me, but you really wanted to, you just hate listening to my books because of the way that I read, but you really wanted to read this book. Now I might be actually making your experience less than because you just aren't a fan of Teddy Hamilton. But whereas Siri, there just is nothing there.
Right.
So it's
Well,
it's basically just the same thing as you reading a book, except you're hearing it instead.
right. I mean, that's why I avoided audiobooks for years. I had friends that would always encourage me to listen to them, and I would just say, that sounds so boring. I don't want somebody just to read me a story. I mean, I could
Yeah,
just read it
yeah,
myself. Why do I want somebody else to read it to me?
yeah.
And then, I tried and I thought, this is amazing.
Well,
This
some
is
people are really good
very
at it too.
different than what I thought
Yeah,
it was going to be like.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I would like to
It's
talk
an
to
art
someone.
form.
I would like to talk to someone who has only ever listened to them through Alexa or Siri,
Yeah,
and then actually hear voice actors doing it and get their perspective
yeah, yeah.
on that. It has to be
I think
different.
it would drive me crazy. I don't know.
Oh, I
To listen to Siri, I don't
no,
think I
no,
could do
no,
it.
no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Teddy Hamilton to take Siri's job. Oh, that's fun. That would be fun. I wish some of you guys could work out deals with, those companies or ways or
Well, there's
somebody
there's
doing,
there's some kind
directions.
of future where if it happens, but see, it also just depends on, because why do you need AI at all if it's just going to be Siri? If you want an AI to actually sound like a human being, then what do you want? Do you want a robot that's pretending to be a human being, or do you want a human being? And it's better to just have a robot who's just being a robot.
Right.
But there's talk about sort of using, like, licensing voices, and we don't know if this is what's happening. We're just, when you're looking into the future
Yeah.
of if AI takes over, am I going to still be alive? And you look at somebody like Jacob Morgan, or you look at somebody like Joe Arden, or some of these guys, and if you were going to listen to AI, and you could have your AI sound like Jacob Morgan for all your books, then, like, I don't know, maybe you'd like that.
Still wouldn't be the same though. It would be the same
No, it'd be the
voice,
AI. Yeah.
but it's not going to have the same emotion behind
It
it.
it's the robot, but the filter that they enhance it to 5, and the enhancement on the robot is the Jacob Morgan filter, so that now the robot sounds like Jacob Morgan, but it's still the robot
It
reading
still
it
sounds
to
like
you.
a
It's not
robot.
Jacob Morgan. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's
I mean,
just a
Apple
filter. It's
Books
just
just
a
rolled out those new voices, and like the voice sounds okay, but it still sounds like a robot. There's,
yeah,
yeah,
because there's no human, because it's not
not
human.
human.
Yeah.
So the
That's the one thing
inflection
that
is
they'll
not in
never
the
be able
right
to do.
place. It's still just
Yeah.
bleh, not my thing.
Theodore talking robots is not what I expected on a Tuesday night. Hold on. Let me turn off my camera for just a second. Oh, look at that little icon. Isn't that a nice Teddy Hamilton icon?
That is, where did you find that? Or did
Well,
you
I
have it
just I had this
design it for you?
wonderful woman named Brittany Cottingham
Oh,
design it for me. Hold on. How do I turn it back on? That icon is lovely, she says. Um,
oh,
all
I'm
right.
her.
Yeah, she's right. That's what
It
I'm saying.
is. That is
She
lovely.
popped in.
I know. I was wondering, like, I know that name. I know that name. She's right there.
If you ever need any help getting any graphic design going, hit
Go
her
talk
up.
to her.
She's wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I don't want to keep you. I
Yeah.
mean,
No, the problem is that I'll just sit and talk to you all night. But yes, then we'll blow our load, and then on Thursday we'll go, well, what were we talking about on Tuesday that was kind of interesting?
Oh,
Didn't you say something sort of?
I have a long list, so don't worry.
All right, all right.
But hey, do you think of yourself? I know a lot of narrators think of themselves as introverts, but then
Uh-huh.
there are some that are
No,
very extroverted. So you get out of the
no, I'm
booth
not.
and you're like, people. You're not.
Yes,
Oh, you are
that's
that.
me 100%. I'm
Okay.
100%. Yeah, I'm a, I'm an extrovert. My wife isn't, but um, it's important for my wife, who I live with, and she works from home and I work from home, and it's very good that I lock myself in a soundproof booth and talk myself silly for 8 hours a day, because otherwise I'd be talking at her for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I am, and I even started doing theater again because after COVID, you know, we had to quarantine so much. I'm fine. I like silence. I like alone time. I like myself. I'm good. I have peace. I can sit by myself and be fine, no problem. But I like people, and I like going and having fun, and I like meeting people, and I like, you know, I suppose as an extrovert, the idea is that you get energy from your interactions with others, whereas other people lose energy in their interactions
Right.
with others.
Right.
I definitely get energy from, like, I'm friends with all the people at the gas station because it's down the street from my house, and I know every single one of them. I walked in today, and the gas station lady went, "Oh, hey, you still got that rabbit?" And I was like, "Yeah, we got a rabbit. Yeah, she's doing well." It's like because I like to talk to people.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
so yeah, I'm not an introvert. I'm an extrovert.
Brittany said you'll be at a hotel bar and talk to every single person 3 times.
Yes, that's true. That is true. Um, yeah, those things are hard. Going to events like that
Yeah.
are hard for me because I don't like to have shallow interactions with people.
Mm.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, good. See ya. Uh, I I feel like I don't want to be dismissive of people, and especially as uh, being Teddy Hamilton in a place where there are fans of Teddy Hamilton who maybe listen to me, and they spend a lot of time with me in their ears,
Mm.
and then they want to like have a conversation with me in real life, and
Sure.
I feel a certain I don't want to be a dick about it. I don't want to be like, ah, cool, yeah, go, continue going and listening to me, and like, because that all means the more people who listen to me means the more authors want me to read their books, means the
Mm-hmm.
more publishers want me to read their books, means that I can pay my mortgage and
Right.
I can, live my life. So like, there's a trade-off there that's important to me, but I want to show my appreciation to people that make it all possible for me. Um, and because I'm an extrovert, then I want to be like that. But so then, yeah, Brittany's saying basically that I can't walk 1 foot when I'm at an event like that without there being somebody there, and I'll stop and I'll talk to them for like 15 minutes before I take another step in the other direction, and there's another person, and it's fine. It is what it is. That's what I'm there for. So
Yeah.
it
Are
works. But
are you going to any events this year?
I just said no to Book Bonanza, um, just because it's right after I'm taking 3 big trips, right leading up to June, and so I can't. I don't have anything on the docket at the moment. I always love Vegas though, just because I love going to Vegas.
You should go to Vegas.
Yeah, you're gonna go to Vegas.
I am. I'm
That's
I'm
definitely
going.
a
It's going to be my first event. I'm very excited.
yeah. Um, well, that might be. I'm not. I haven't committed to anything yet. Um, I I can't go to. There's so many, and I need to. You sort of have to pick and choose which ones you're gonna budget for, and like I can't go because I got books I gotta work on.
Right.
But there's
I would
one.
imagine you're scheduled 6 months to a year out with your book.
I'm currently booking in July,
Okay.
so it's not terrible. I mean, I have things booked in 2024 already, but that's for
Wow.
people who have really planned ahead. You know what
Yes.
I mean? And so
Which
they're
is
like,
good.
just yeah. Because a lot of people, I think I saw Lauren Blakely. Did I
Yeah,
see
I was
Lauren
gonna say, I was
here?
scrolling up. Lauren's in here.
Yeah, like Lauren sometimes when she'll say, "Ah, when I was writing this one, I could like totally hear you saying it." And so I think there's some, and it makes sense to me that when you're writing, you want to have something that helps guide, your dialogue or your whatever. That if you know who's going to be doing it, then you can, then it'll help you plot it out a little bit. And yeah, some people are thinking that far ahead. Okay, I have this idea for this book that I'm not going to write until next year, but I want Teddy to read it. Okay, great.
Yeah. Well, and
Um,
if you're Lauren, she probably has her next 10 books already mapped out in her head, ready to go.
Maybe, I don't know.
She has
I
so
don't know.
many
You're gonna
great
have to learn
ideas.
about it.
Let's see, just finished a book for you and started one for you. So there you go.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that though. Now that's it. I don't want to give away my schedule because it's always hard to. Brittany said, "Note: cast Teddy in book for fall."
Ah,
Um, I mean, yeah, that is the time though. At the moment, I mean, summer. I'm cast. I mean, I'm booking in July right now, so that's less. It's almost 6 months. It's almost 6 months exactly. Actually, now that
yeah,
now that I think about it.
that's good.
Okay, we should. We should. Let's. This is a wonderful conversation. It's nice to meet you and talk to you.
It is so nice to meet you finally. So thanks. I know this was a little longer than what I originally said. I just didn't want to keep you because I know that you're busy and your time off is
No, I was
important.
actually doing. I was doing yard work because I finished. I This is the other thing is I have to have a quota for myself, especially when I'm not behind. When I'm behind schedule, then I have to just work
Sure.
constantly all the time until I'm not. But I'm on schedule now. Everything's going well for me. So then I make quotas. I got to get to this point in the book. Once I get to that point, stop reading, go outside,
Good.
get in the sun, that kind of thing. And so I met my quota early today. So um, I was doing some yard work instead.
Nice. It's better than being cooped up in a little booth.
Yeah, it's important. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Thursday night,
Thursday
uh,
night,
so 5 p.m. your time.
5 p.m. my time,
Yeah.
not 6 p.m. my time. Yes. That's why it's key. That's why this was good.
So, yes, I'm so glad we did this. So,
Mhm.
did you see my little icon at the top of your screen or did you just get the invite?
I got the invite in the message.
Okay, perfect. So,
Yeah.
either way that works. You can just
I
be on the
saw
app.
I saw up in the screen there was a thing that said live though.
Yes.
And that's so that I could go live, or if you had invited me to it, it would have been that same
Yeah, so if
message.
you hit my button, because if I'm already live on here, you can just
Yeah.
tap it and you will end up down here in the comments. And
Uh-huh.
then I get a little notification that says invite Teddy Hamilton to
That's
go
yeah,
live.
that's how it is for Instagram.
It's the same. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's the
yeah.
same. No, nobody has the wrong day. We were just testing to make sure everything worked. Okay. So you didn't miss anything. Don't panic. We're still going to talk on Thursday.
people send out text messages. Yo, Teddy's on live right now. Get on there.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happened because we went from 8 people to 37 because people kept sharing it saying, "Oh, it's happening tonight." No, it's just a test. Just a test.
Hold on. I like Jesse Nessie. A 72-hour live chat. That's what you know what? Let's do it. Are you ready? Let's
Let's
just
go.
start now. Just keep it going.
Let's go.
We'll just like be asleep.
I don't know. Some of us, I've been on lives with Troy Duran and Angelina Rocca, and we've talked for 3 hours before. So
Yeah, that's
it's just
get
fun.
ready for it. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
If this was just a test, this was a quick 5 minute test, and where are we at now?
Yeah.
How
I
long
don't know.
has this
We're
been?
at 40 minutes.
Yeah. So there you go.
This was great, though. I'll talk to you anytime.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Um. Yeah. I will. I will rethink. I will reprioritize Las Vegas. If I know you're going to be there, that's fun. Vegas is fun. I enjoy Vegas.
Yes, I've heard good things. And I've heard there was some difficulty with how the narrators were set up last year, but I'm hopeful that they're going to correct that.
I guess so.
So
I
the
saw
line, it was for
meaning.
the fans. The line was just very long and you had to
Oh
wait.
yeah.
You had to
Oh yeah.
wait to go through all of you guys.
Yeah.
So,
People. They were people. I was actually not even. I was like halfway through the line where I was set up.
mm-hmm,
Said that it had taken them. They like waited for like 2 hours.
mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot.
That's like Disney World.
That's like Disney World, but also that's something where like when you go to a book thing, you also want to get your books signed uh by the you're there for the authors. you
Right.
know so
Well,
then
I mean, a lot of people do go to those events. Not, I mean, there might be a couple of authors they want to meet, but they are really going because they want to meet you guys.
well,
That's the
yeah,
priority
I
for
think
some.
also we've now become the narrators have now become a thing where we they want our names on their books too. So they already got there was people who they got Serena Bowen to sign their books,
Mm.
and then they got Jacob Morgan to sign it at Pure or whatever that thing out in Ireland is, but they didn't have Teddy's yet, and so that like it's like they want us on there too on top of
Mm-hmm.
just the authors.
Yeah,
um
I get
uh,
that.
yeah, that's and also what slows it down is because we haven't I think we haven't always been narrators showing up at these events has only been something over the past couple of years
Mm-hmm.
that then some people are walking up and they have like 20 books they want signed, and there's a
Oh,
big long people behind them waiting, but like I can only sign the books as quickly as I can. So that can sometimes I think slow the thing. And I'm sure Teddy isn't a chatty Cathy at all. That's true. I am. How dare you? The audio was. Oh, hey, how's it going?
yeah.
Um. All right. All right. Listen, we should we should call it.
Okay, let's call
We're
it.
just gonna
No more
keep going.
chatting. We'll
We're just
talk
gonna
more on
keep going.
Thursday.
But also, like, how was your day? Um. No, I'm kidding. All right.
Cold. Cold.
Is it cold? It's pretty cold here too.
Oh, Sarah Kate just popped in here. Hi, Sarah. She's fun.
There's so many people. Yeah, we're good. All right. All right. This has been a wonderful preview of Thursday night.
That's
We
right.
hope you enjoy.
All right, so to exit out, I think you just have
Yes.
to tap the top right power button.
What is this? What is this? Oh, I can also send. I can also send the link to different people to say
Yes.
like, "Hey, I'm on." What's the gift in the rose?
I don't really understand what those things are. TikTok has its own Bitcoin system, so you can
Mm.
purchase tokens and then you can give them to people. Like, do you see up here? No, nobody gave you any money tonight.
Ah,
That's what that is.
how dare you!
So sometimes people will gift coins, and then I guess you can. Oh, see, got a rose. Oh,
That's
we're
so
getting
crazy.
things now.
That's so
So
funny.
people will use the coins to do that to send little. So there's fireworks. There's a corgi. I've seen the corgi butt show up a couple times. Um, there's just all kinds of things. I've never used any of those myself, but they're very fun. What is
and
that?
I
Oh, it's a microphone. Oh, and there's the corgi butt.
and I can
Oh,
also.
got hockey
Do you see
pucks.
this? No, you don't see this.
No, I see your logo. Oh, where did you
Oh
find that?
no! Oh no! Go to props,
What?
and then
I don't think I have this button on my host page.
this is where, like, I'm just here at the
Wow.
stadium.
Wow.
Welcome. No,
That is
sorry.
fun.
I'm just gonna. This is. Oh no. I need to get it out right now because I'll only do it more. No,
Hey,
that's it. There's only four. Okay, good.
I got nothing going on. My kids are asleep. My husband's on the West Coast for work.
Oh
Just
God, really?
he's in Seattle. He's in Seattle this
Mm-hmm.
week. And then Portland, Maine next week. So he's gonna have all kinds of fun with time zone changes.
What does he do?
He is in finance. He's the chief financial officer's chief of staff at an insurance company.
Hmm. That's you know what? That's like a romance guy. It's like
I
that's like
ruined
at
him.
least book two. It's the CEO is the first book, but book two is CFO.
So he has kind of listened in some of my stories sometimes, but I went in a little too hard, too fast with one particular chapter from one particular book,
Uh-huh.
and
Hunt,
his reaction was he's never gonna listen to another book. So I went in a little hot on that one.
my wife did that too, where she I said, you know what? This was like back when him was really hitting hard, and we were on a road trip, and I said, I don't know, like I want to read, like I guess I want to listen to this book because it's really like people really like this book, so like I guess I want to listen to it and see what see if I'm doing something that I should keep doing or whatever.
Yeah.
And, and so we turned it on, and she made it through like maybe chapter two, and she was like, I
Yeah.
can't anymore. This is too much. Because like take on the romance thing if you're not like somebody who listens to romance.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's a it's a new thing. It's a new
It's a
thing to
lot.
experience.
Right.
It's a lot sometimes, especially if you find the right scene.
Yeah.
Um, but then also, it's me. It was also
Yeah.
me reading it, so I think that was another like weird like dual thing. And also, it was me being super hot for like another dude. So then
Right.
that was like a third thing that she was like, I don't know that I can keep listening to this.
Yeah, I would think most spouses or partners of professional narrators probably do not listen to their books.
I probably. It
Because
depends
it
on how
would
they
just
met,
be
I guess.
weird because they know you in such a different way. It's one thing to see you if you were performing live somewhere as an actor, but to hear it, I don't know.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
would be different. Hey, Christy.
Okay. Last time.
You're great. You're so fun.
You're great. This was fun. Let's not talk anymore. I'll
Okay.
talk to you on Thursday,
Okay.
5 p.m. uh Pacific,
Pacific.
8 p.m. Eastern, whatever it is in Tennessee.
That's it. Eastern. I'm right on the line
Oh, are you?
between
Okay.
Central. It kind of
See,
comes down
that's wait,
Chattanooga
hold
and
on.
bubbles around.
Oh, it does? I didn't know that. Because my aunt and uncle live in Tennessee,
Oh yeah, you told me that. Do you know
but I
what
didn't.
part? Are you allowed to say what part? I just wondered if it
Um,
was
is there
close
an
to where I live.
Athens?
Athens?
Is there an Athens in
It's
Tennessee?
45 minutes from me.
I think that's where they live. I'm
It's
pretty
in
sure they live in
between
Athens.
Chattanooga and Knoxville.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
New tangent. I know. I'm sorry.
You will see. The interesting thing about no. Let's just go. All right, this was great. Thursday
Yes.
at the time that we agreed upon. Um,
Okay.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Bye,
Wait,
everybody.
how
See you
do I
Thursday.
end? How do I end this?
All right. Hit your button.
Maybe you are currently connecting. Exit the live room. Yes. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, he's so fun. He's fun, you guys. Thursday is going to be fun.